Hello and welcome to Fernbank Science Enters the Sky this week for the first week of February 2021. The moon is at third quarter or last quarter on Thursday. Tuesday, we celebrate Groundhog Day. And we start the week with some bright planets in the early morning sky. Sunday evening, just after 7 p.m., just after the sun has set, there are a couple of bright planets in the evening sky toward the southwest. To find your directions outside, think of where the sun went down. Put your right shoulder in that direction. You'll be facing the south part of the sky. And for us in the northern hemisphere, this is where the good stuff is. The moon, the planets appear across the south part of the sky. We have Mercury and Mars at the beginning of this week. And this is where the bright stars of winter are. Here's our constellation of Orion, the hunter. There's a bright reddish star, Betelgeuse, in his shoulders. There are a couple of stars for a belt, a little hunting knife along one side, and two stars down here for his knees. Reddish Betelgeuse and reddish Mars in the same part of the sky. Mars, the planet, fourth planet from the sun, a little farther from the sun than Earth is, moves a little more slowly around its orbit. Mercury, closer to the sun than Earth is, zips along its orbit in only 88 days. If you had a birthday every 88 days on Mars, you'd look really good, even if you were kind of old. Planet Mars, now it's the other way, almost a year and a half on Mars for one Earth year. Mars is in the news, or will be in the next few weeks. Mars has a new lander arriving on February 18th, the Perseverance lander. It's going to be coming down and then landing, rolling along, searching for clues about ancient life. And this mission has a little helicopter attached. It'll be flying through the thin Martian atmosphere as an experiment. Just before dawn on Tuesday, still facing the south, got a nice bright gibbous moon, waning gibbous moon over there toward the southwest part of the sky. And one of the summertime constellations, Scorpius, is visible in the early morning with a bright red star, Antares, toward the heart of the Scorpion. That waning gibbous moon, still pretty bright. If the weather is clear, it shines really pretty brightly over there toward the southwest and will be setting as the sun comes up. And that constellation of Scorpius, the Scorpion, remember that reddish colored star? Scorpius is shaped a little bit like a long fish hook or the letter J. And Antares, that bright reddish star, that's opposite the sky from Betelgeuse in Orion. Those two constellations are on the opposite sides of the sky. We saw Orion just as the sun was going down. Here's Scorpius just as the sun is coming up. Mythology says that the hunter, Orion, had decided to kill all the animals on Earth to show what a great hunter he was. And the goddess sent Scorpion against him to sting him on his heel and kill him before he decimated all the living creatures on the earth. So those two are in the sky at opposite sides from each other. February 2nd, Groundhog Day. If the groundhog sees his shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. Well, think about that for a second. Think about groundhogs. Punxsutawney Phil tells the idea in Pennsylvania. Sir Walter Raleigh is the prognosticator in North Carolina. General Beauregard Lee for Georgia. But look at where the calendar is. Look at Groundhog Day. This year it's on Tuesday, the 2nd. 6 weeks later, we're pretty close to the first day of spring. My guess is, groundhog or not, sunny or not, 6 weeks after Groundhog Day, we will definitely be having spring coming to our area. On the 4th at 6:30 a.m., the moon is at third quarter. This is now in the early morning sky. And over toward the southeast, there are 2 planets, largest ones in our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn. This is a little misleading. Jupiter and Saturn are not going to look like huge dots or disks up there. They'll be bright star-like objects. And in the early morning, they're fairly low, but if you remember back in December, they looked like they were really close together on the southwest part of the sky. Now they're appearing in the early morning, just before the sun comes up. And if you have difficulty figuring out which dot up there is a planet and which one is a bright star, it'll be helpful on February 6th if you can find the waning crescent moon early in the morning. The bright dot above it, remember, not a whole disk, just a bright star-like looking object, is the planet Jupiter, and just to the right, a little toward the south, is Saturn. Keep an eye out for those two as the sky changes, as Earth moves along our orbit. If you're interested in more information about the Perseverance lander, that whole rover mission, check out mars.nasa.gov, the Mars 2020 mission. There's a countdown clock going, there are images, there's information. Find out about the next fun landing on Mars. And check out Fernbank Science Center's website at www.fernbank.edu. Keep in mind that we still have virtual planetarium programs on Friday evening, and you're welcome to attend those. And again, thanks for listening and have a great week.